we're going to be ranking and giving our opinions on certain book tropes.
Starting off first with enemies to lovers. This is my opinion on enemies to lovers. I think that I love enemies to lovers. I think it's such an amazing trope, and I think it has been completely ruined by TikTok, and there's no such thing as enemies to lovers anymore.
It needs to be
I'm just joking, but
it needs to be real Cruel Prince vibe, actual enemies. Don't be fooled by BS like Powerless. Please.
oh my gosh. Me and Allison read Powerless. First of all, Powerless, it's a good book.
So
Debatably.
our ranking system is a 10 to Powerless for everything.
No, that's not. No, it's a 10 to Reckless. Reckless was
what?
by far. We're not gonna
Matter.
we're not gonna get into it because we can do a whole video on this. But we're probably not gonna do a whole video on why we hate Reckless. But
Enemies to lovers, basically, it needs to be real enemies.
enemies to lovers is so good. But if you're gonna say that it's enemies to lovers and then the enemies is them having some like banter. And she's like, and the protagonist is being described as she's like, and I hated him, but my eyes
miss
down to a 6
Can you
pack.
please? Can I say I miss not knowing who the love interest was? Like, why is
Literally.
it immediately? It's like I hate him, but he's so hot. Like,
know.
so I know. Then
It's
I
like-
know. Like I miss. Please. I miss Shatter Me. Like, cause I know most of the people that read Shatter Me probably read it because they already knew.
That was just a major spoiler for people.
They all know. They all know. I know everyone knows.
Ellie, not everyone knows Shatter Me. What if someone has
Everyone knows. Spoiler alert for Shatter Me. That most of the people who read that book post TikTok knew that Warner was going to be the love interest. I went into that book having no idea that he was going to be the love interest, and I loved it. I also went into Cruel Prince no idea that it was enemies to lovers. Hindsight, Cruel Prince is not an enemies to lovers book. It is, it is, but the romance is a subplot. So don't be those people that are like, there wasn't enough romance when it's not a romance book.
Yeah, you have to make it slow burn.
Some people say they can't get together in the first book, but Cruel Prince, they got together in the first book. They can't be. I think what I like.
It's like when it's like you get to literally like chapter 2 and they're already flirting with each other. It's
or
like,
they're like they have to work together by chapter 2. Like
literally, like give it some, And I'm gonna be honest, how I want my enemies to lovers to be, I want them to detest and hate each other.
yeah, I hate when it's like, oh, but he was in love with her the whole time. I know that was kind of Cruel Prince, but he hated being in love with her.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. What is your favorite book trope of all time?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna say mine, and I'm gonna give my opinion on
Oh, I know what yours is. Can I guess?
You
brothers being in love with the same girl, or them like really mystical rich people that people don't know what's going on, but they're like untouchable.
Yes. Okay, so those are my two favorite tropes. One, she's right, love triangle with two brothers.
You know that's the most hated trope.
Is it?
Not with two brothers specifically, but just love triangle.
I've heard that, and you know what? I don't care. Love triangles are my favorite, and the reason is because this is the only way I like how love triangles are, though. I like it if the two guys who are after the same girl, and I usually like when they're brothers just because it's, like, interesting. When they're both, like, as a reader, you like both of them equally, and you don't know who to choose, and you yourself gets to make the decision.
When you're reading a love triangle book, and one of the brothers, you've picked by that time what brother you want her to get with, or just guy, and the book is not going for that, it is such an unenjoyable read.
Yeah, like
I was reading a book called 6 Crimson Cranes, which is an amazing book, by the way.
Cranes?
Yeah, 6 Crimson Cranes. I have not read the second one because I have a really big feeling that she's going to end up with the one that I don't want her to end up with, so I'm giving up on that series.
Are you sure?
I am, like, at least 60% sure.
Okay. And I just say what my biggest pet peeve, though, about love triangles, and if you do this in a book, I'm literally...
Closing it?
No, I still read it, but it drives me insane, and I hate it, and I just don't like this trope at all, is when you do a love triangle, but it's a love triangle, or you want to introduce a new love romance what do you call it? Love interest. And you make the other one seem all of a sudden horrible and disgusting.
That is what happened in, also spoiler alert, Shatter Me.
Okay, I have a spoiler alert, but I'm not going to say it.
For Court Thorns and Roses.
No.
Thank you for just spoiling that. You idiot.
No, I didn't mean
Oh my gosh, that means there's a love triangle, and the one she's with in the beginning is gonna be made terrible. I know it all now. Oh my gosh, that's actually.
It's not, Allie.
I swear on my life. I swear on my life. That's so annoying. Allison's on it. That's really annoying.
It's not, Allie.
Moving on, please. Next trope. Okay, can I say something that I do love in books, though? A jealousy scene. Like, just where the girl is with someone else. Or the guy. Actually, no, I don't like it if it's the guy.
I do like it. A jealousy scene, I mean.
Like, when... I forget when it was. Oh, it was in Inheritance Games. When... Oh, spoiler alert. When... Grayson and Avery, like, had to kiss in front of cameras.
Yeah.
And Jameson showed up in her room, and he was, like, speaking in riddles, and he had a crazy grin. Do you remember that
Yes,
scene?
I do.
Like, she was just... Very good series.
That
I
series
have
is my favorite.
I have a, like, deep fear of rereading books I like, though, because they always go down in how much I enjoyed them. It will just never be like... But I reread... Oh, I can't believe I did this. I reread Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and it was just not as good as I remember.
Really?
And it
because
literally...
when you read a book that you enjoy so much, you hype it up
And you know
what's
the worst is my friend literally asked me, and she was like, what's your favorite book? And I literally was just like, I have no idea.
Mine's Inheritance
It was Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but it isn't anymore, because I just feel like my favorite book, it should be something good.
What do you think of the one bed trope? Overdone.
Very overdone. It's just like when I see it now, suddenly I'm like, oh, I'm reading a book.
It's so true. It's
because
like, it's like you're not immersed in this world. It's like, oh yeah,
I'm reading a book because this is so clearly a trope. It's not like enemies to lovers. It's just something that happens that we call a trope. One bed trope. It's like when I'm reading it, it's literally a trope.
I think it got way too overdone and so used to the point where it's so, one, hyped up on TikTok, and two, like, even now TikTok authors who they're writing their books will always put the one bed trope in, and three, I think it should be put to sleep.
That's so dumb.
What is?
Was that trying to be a pun?
No, I think it... Oh my gosh.
I was like, no way you said third of all just to say that pun.
I didn't even mean to do that.
Okay. Can I give my 2 cents, or are you just gonna move on? This isn't really a spoiler, but Caraval, the book, has it.
Caraval?
What is it?
Caraval.
Oh.
Isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know.
I always thought it was Caraval.
It's like a carnival. Oh,
so
carnival.
Carnival? Okay, Caraval.
Like a carousel.
Oh my
Caraval,
gosh.
whatever.
You just changed it. You said Carnival.
I don't know. Whatever. Keep going.
Okay, in that book, it has the one bed trope. And let me tell you what I think. I hate when it presents the girl as like
one bed?
like, you know, like, just be confident. She was like, oh, my face flushed. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way you're blushing. Like,
can I say something? This is kind of off topic now. This is about, I love fantasy books, but this is about when the fantasy, like, the main character, specifically the love interest, has an animalistic feature.
What do you mean?
AKA wings or a tail or horns or ears.
One too many books of those. I've
know
had that. Like, put it, please.
Also, it is a fantasy book. Fair enough if you want to have it. Okay, so like
I just can't.
I know, like, for example, Cardin had a tail, and I just always take that out of my memory.
And it's one thing to have like pointed ears, which is I think what they had.
That's fine, because
that's
like
fine.
That's like fairies.
That's like elven, not like literal. Like, oh, so you're a furry. That's too much.
I think the thing that I don't like about it is when they make it a feature that is like ACOTAR readers, you know what I mean.
Can you stop? She's been begging me to read this book. Why are you spoiling it constantly?
Because you're never gonna read it. I asked her to read this, and she was like,
I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not gonna read it until I have 4 more books.
I just say lie. I said until I'm done with exams, which is in 3 weeks.
Whatever, Allie, all the stuff I said isn't true. I'm so sorry. You know I never spoil stuff. That's why I feel really.
Do
I never spoil
stuff all
This is the first time I've spoiled something. I hate spoilers.
Spoiler for everyone who hasn't read it watching now as well. You should put that.
It's not even a spoiler for them.
Why? Why was it spoiler when I say something?
Don't know. Later. 3,
Earlier.
2, 1. Spoiler. No, we're not gonna. We're not gonna be like. Spoiler alert.
Please don't lock me out of my phone. Bleep that, by the way.
What people, first of all, are gonna find my YouTube, even watch it, and then come here and find your phone and unlock it. Friends to lovers, that's a bit of a basic one.
But everyone always hates on Friends to Lovers, but I always just think of Lorelai and Luke, and I think of my other favorite rom-com book, When in Rome.
Really?
Yes.
Also, I kind of think about, I never read the
They were
book. I haven't read the book, and I know that people who read the book hate on the show, but I've only seen the show and I like it. The Summer I Turned Pretty. That is, again, 2 brothers, 1 girl, but it's also friends to lovers because they've been childhood friends. Do you know what I mean?
Let me
If you think about it that way.
Friends to Lovers
I
book.
do like that.
Okay, I like Friends to Lovers as long as it is marketed as Friends to Lovers. You know? Like, I don't want to go into it thinking it's something else and then it's Friends to Lovers.
I don't know.
No, I don't like that.
Noughts and Crosses. That's kind of friends to lovers, is it not? They were childhood best friends.
I've never read it. Fake Dating.
I've never read a fake dating book.
I've read, like, 2 or 3, I think. I've read...
Was it from the Twisted Love series? Because did
yes.
not have like every single trope ever imaginable?
That did. That was annoying as. Also, the love hypothesis. Here's my issue. Don't be fake dating and then go tell everyone you're fake dating. Fake date. Like, it annoys me so much. They'll go, like tell their best friend, tell their mom, tell their everyone.
That it's not real?
It's not real. And I'm like, and even after they finally get together, they'll tell everyone, yeah, we were fake dating. Also, Bridgerton has fake dating, so it was good. But
Fake dating.
Simon and Daphne.
Right. You know,
And she was like, it was,
It was love at first sight.
and he was like, it was not, Your Honor, Your
yeah.
Majesty.
that's right.
We fooled everyone. And he was
That
like,
was amazing.
that was good.
Should we get the Bridgerton series?
I don't know. I
think we should. I really think
No,
we should.
apparently, like, everyone, I don't know.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna get it.
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna get it.
I don't know.
Okay, Second Chance Romance.
Second Chance Romance. I think
As
I've
in,
read
like,
one
I'll
of those.
give you a second chance.
Like, yeah, so it ends with us. As in, they dated, broke up, and got a second chance.
oh, was that a second chance?
Yes.
Really? Okay, well that was kind of cute, I guess, because it was like someone from her childhood.
That is second chance.
I guess that's cute, but I don't. If you're talking about second chance, like you guys just
why
had an
did you break up
argument-
the first time?
Yeah, like that one.
No, that's not second chance. If they had
Okay,
an argument, it's,
okay.
it's like they broke up for a while.
Okay, there
and they're
has to
back.
be a good reason why you guys broke up in the first place. Like it ends with us. First of all, I'm not an it ends with us fan. Like I'm.
It's just the one second
is-
chance romance.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like for that book they had a good reason to break up in the first place. So it was nice when they finally like reunited.
Is Fourth Wing fake dating, or do they fake date in that, or no? No,
No, they don't.
I don't know why I was thinking they did.
The Fourth Wing was another enemies to lovers, which wasn't freaking enemies. They were never enemies, bro. Like literally
Never enemies, never. They were just their families hated each other.
Literally.
Why
and
did
then- and
does
then
that
she
mean they're
saw him-
enemies?
She saw him and she was like, Xander. And then it was
And
like, this whole, like-
anytime he walks into her room, oh, I couldn't stand this. It was
What?
every time. Okay, first mention it once that when he walks into her room, she has a bodily reaction.
Oh my
and
gosh,
then, And
bro.
then anytime she would be like, oh, my body reacts, so I know who just walked in.
She's in the Sandra Bullock thing where she's like, and my body had a reaction. She's like, I don't need to know about that.
Yeah,
get
you
from
showed me that
yourself."
whole interview because you loved it. Forbidden Love.
Forbidden Love.
That is season 2 Bridgerton.
Okay, stop relating.
Also, Powerless is also Forbidden Love. Reckless more, but
Oh my god.
we don't like Reckless.
Can we just give you a disclaimer?
No, we can't.
I want to talk about it
No,
so bad.
please,
Ali,
no.
I want to talk
won't
about it.
Stop talking about it. Your phones. Yeah.
Can I talk about it?
Well, I'm not gonna stop.
the reason why I didn't love Powerless, but I really enjoyed it when I read it. I was like, oh my gosh, because it ended on such an amazing high. Like, the stakes were at its highest. She was part of this is all spoilers.
Can I say quickly? Sorry.
Oh
If you want to read just Powerless, because that is the only semi-good book, read Powerless. But if you want to read a good series like Powerless, read the Red Queen series, because Reckless is straight garbage, and the Red Queen series I haven't read the whole thing of, but I think the issue with Powerless is that when she wrote the second book, she had nothing to straight copy.
Yeah, Allison read Red Queen and was like, this is insane, it's literally Powerless.
I read Red Queen after Powerless.
But Red Queen came first, so we know who
I
the
preferred
copier was.
Powerless, but I don't condone plagiarism.
No, but the thing is, Powerless was such a good read. Like, I'm gonna be so real.
I read it in 2 days.
Besides the like reoccurring freaking sticky buns
and guys taking their shirt off. Do you remember when we were reading it and it was like the
every
guys
time
discarded their shirts?
Every time they were like training, it was like
please.
I know.
And it was like the same scene. Oh no, that's Reckless.
Anyways, but with Powerless, nonetheless, it was such a good read in the way that I was just really into it. Like, I couldn't put it down because it was so like action packed, and I loved that. Okay, anyways, but the point is that it ended on such a high. This is a spoiler. I'm going to tell you exactly how it ends.
No,
she was part of the revolt. She had just betrayed, what's his name? Kit. She just betrayed Kit.
She killed his father.
She killed his father.
And she was an enemy of the state, which is a great film.
And her best friend was just killed. Like, it was...
Okay.
And didn't she like make a speech? Didn't
no,
she, like,
no.
Or she like stood up?
No.
That's right.
No, but they had like photos of her like everywhere.
Yeah. So
Can I just say that she had the potential to go on a rampage, and
like,
she just did it.
We were expecting in the next book, when we were waiting for Reckless to...
The author, the freaking chronically online author that told everyone about her book, said that she was gonna go on like revenge. No revenge. Zero revenge.
I didn't even know she said that.
She said something like it.
Point is that we were ready. We were waiting for Reckless to come out because we thought that this book was going to like... It was... The stakes were so high. She's now being chased by her lover... Kai, is that his name?
Yeah.
She was being chased by Kai, hunted by him.
It was so boring.
And it was just the worst book we ever read.
The worst book.
It was just them walking around the desert.
I know.
He caught her page 2.
I
Page
know.
And it was just them walking around the desert.
He didn't. Okay, first of all, they were like fighting on the first chapter, and then he was chasing her for the next like 2 chapters, and then caught her the next chapter.
Literally is so annoying.
Anyway,
that's our opinion on Powerless and Reckless.
And what was the trope? Forbidden romance. Forbidden romance, I like it if it's actually first of all, if it's actually forbidden, not like my mom doesn't like you, you know?
Yeah, like it has to be like Romeo Juliet forbidden.
Like some of these tropes only work in fantasy. Bridgerton season 2, not fantasy, but they were like actually forbidden. It can only work for a subplot for me. The whole plot cannot be you and your forbidden romance, because how much
that was
is there?
The whole plot of Bridgerton though, that season.
There were other plots.
Opposites attract, so like
Lorelai and Luke.
Yeah.
I've read, okay, first of all, here let me say, the girl, the sunshine, typically it's the girl, cannot be childlike. She just needs to be happy. And the guy cannot be just annoyingly rude to everyone. He just needs to be grumpy.
Oh, Grumpy Sunshine I read, I think, was the Emily Henry book, Beach Read. I think, if I remember it.
And he was the sunshine, she was the grumpy.
He was grumpy, she was sunshine. I think. I just remember him being grumpy is my main memory from it. But I did love that book. If I'm reading a first-person book, I can't read someone who's super grumpy. It's just like so boring to me. I was reading
Love and Gelato.
I'm gonna finish it this summer. Like, I'm gonna pick it back up and actually read it, because I know obviously she's gonna get happy.
Why would you want to be in your summer like amazing reading about someone who's just like so annoying?
It's more that like I didn't finish it, and I only made it like this much through the book, so I can't really talk. But like, I know when she would go around looking at Italy, she'd be like breathtaking, beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Which was fair enough. So she was appreciating the scenery, but she was in Italy. She's staying with her stepfather or this guy, I can't remember, or her mother's best friend. and she's just she's just kind of like really unhappy to be there, you know, a little bit rude to the guy she's staying with. I was like, just cheer up. Slow burn romance. It's not even I guess it's
That's
kind of
not a trope because I won't read a romance if it's not slow burn, because why am I reading it if you're
It's
already
so
in a
true.
romance?
Like I need them to be like,
why would I want to read like relationship couple problems? Like, you know?
I don't even want to hear about any yearning for each other until we're like got a quarter of the book left. Then you can like start yearning.
Slow burn. I don't think I've ever read a romance that wasn't slow burn. I will say Daughter of the Pirate King was only good because they were pirates. The romance was too soon.
I loved that Daughter of the Pirate
Too
King.
soon. Actually, they got together in the second book, technically, but they were still together in the first one. The first
I
one,
think
but
the
they weren't
action
together.
was so good. Oh my gosh, like a pirate book. I
didn't like the siren stuff. There was more of it in the second
I
one.
loved-
She never read the second one.
I didn't, but I would love that. I would love pirate.
You have a
siren stuff.
problem with second books. You never read the second Harry Potter. You never read the second Twilight. You never read the second Noughts and Crosses. You never read the second Pirate King.
Okay.
You still haven't read the second Fourth Wing.
You do realize that if you hold the mic like this, nothing is gonna pick up. Also, I'm reading Court of Mist and Fury, so that's debunked. Technically, I haven't finished it, but that's not the point. Okay, we'll talk about one more because we're literally on 3 rampages. Oh, it's
Mentor and Student. That's the Good Place.
okay. We're gonna admit into shows now, but I do love Good Place, Mentor, and Student. If we're gonna go into that, but I feel like the way they mean it is like
No, they just mean
actually
mentor.
Court of Mist and Fury has a little bit of that.
Can you like actually like?
That's
I don't
just a
understand.
trope.
That's a dead spoiler if they're enemies.
No, I said it's got a little bit of student mentor in it.
Oh, student mentor. Oh, then that's fine because how do you feel about dual POV books?
I hate it. If you are no, I don't hate it, okay. But if you're a woman writer, with all due respect, you have to know that a man, like if you're going to write in a dual perspective and write as the love interest and you're going to write as a man is not going to be looking at a woman like, I was looking at her curly brown hair and green eyes and her cheekbones and her plump lips, and I just thought, like, come on, like a man is not going to be thinking that. So you immediately break my immersion because I feel like this isn't a man speaking.
Also, not to mention when both parties are in love with each other and I'm reading about it page after page in both POVs and they're not together, what is the point of reading this book? Oh, you love him? You love her? Be together. Why are we
getting told that both of you love each other?
I know, I'd rather just have one POV.
We are literally, like, obviously no one's gonna watch this, but if people watch this, we're, like,
really hate it.
I know, we're like, it's crap. It's just crap.
Know.
Anyways, but
everyone on TikTok is like, guys, like, because they were reading the reviews and like some, like, not for Reckless but just random book reviews, and people were like, guys, we need to learn to be nice and everything about it because authors might read these.
I guess you gotta be a bit nice to them because I can imagine it takes a lot of courage writing a book like that.
It does take a lot of courage. But if you're gonna plagiarize the whole thing, then I don't really care.
It's true. It's so true. Anyways, we're done now. Bye, guys.